So I decided to do a mini podcast. I'm not going to do something that's 1 hour because let's be honest, no one has 1 hour out of their day. Everyone is busy nowadays. So I decided to do like a 10-minute segment where I talk about anything. So it could be like news, it can be anime, it can be movies, it can be anything, right? So in this episode, I basically was going to do a Q&A, but then I decided, you know what, let me just first start off by talking about what it's like to be a YouTuber in general and give you a little bit of insight. Because what I did is this: I put up a request of people asking me questions and all that stuff, and I also said in there that I'm going to be doing like movie stuff on this channel, right? And a lot of people actually said that they wanted my channel to just stay boruto and that they want me to do the movie stuff on another channel, and I understand that to a certain degree, but there were other people saying that they would unsubscribe if I started doing movie stuff, which I don't get, right? So let me give you a bit of insight of why I'm trying to do movie stuff on this channel. All right, so first of all, as a creator, you don't want to box yourself in. And if you don't know what I mean with that, is this, right? So say for example, if you cover a certain content on one show, if you're doing a show, right, and that show comes up with content every single week, say for example Dragon Ball Super, when it was still running, people always had content to cover because Toei Animation and all these other companies associated with Dragon Ball in general were always pushing out content. So therefore all these channels that were, you know, dedicated to that show basically had content to cover every single time. But here's the thing though, if you don't, you know, if you follow a show that doesn't give you enough content or gives you no content at all, then as time progresses you will run out of ideas, or at least you will run out of things to cover. And not every single aspect of the show is so interesting that people are gonna watch, so you are limited to a certain amount of interesting videos, and then from there on it's going to be boring as hell. So say for example, if we had, you know, a hiatus in Boruto where it was like 6 months no manga, right? So within those 6 months, right, there are a certain amount of videos which I can make which you guys will be interested in, and then I have a ton of ideas for other videos which you guys would not be interested in, and I'm not going to waste an hour making a Boruto video when people are not going to watch it. So once the content for the show dries out, your channel basically dries out, and that's what happens when you box yourself in, when you only do one content on your channel, right? So when I started Cycles, this was my idea. So I was doing Dragon Ball Super, I was doing My Hero Academia, I was doing Attack on Titan, and so on. I did a multitude of shows, and that was the idea for the channel. But as time progressed, I had a lesser amount of time, and the only time I can only dedicate to one show, and the show that was popping at the moment, or when that was happening, was Boruto. So therefore I dedicated my time to Boruto, and now people actually think I'm a Boruto tuber, or a person who only, you know, or a channel who only dedicates themselves to Boruto, which is not the case at all. I always wanted to diversify. It just happens that I never had the time, right? So yeah, I will still be doing the movie stuff on, you know, this channel, and eventually I will create the other movie channel and I will be doing stuff there as well. And eventually I'm gonna do everything on that movie channel. But the lesson here is, as a creator, you should never box yourself in. You should always diversify and do different shows, because once a show stops producing content, therefore if your channel is just dedicated to that, your channel automatically starts failing. So since I basically focus on Boruto right now and I have a lot of free time, what I will try and do is, instead of releasing some Boruto videos, I will actually try and put other series in there. So say for example, now I'm watching more anime, right? So I'm watching Dr. Stone, and I will give my first impressions after watching 3 episodes because that's my rule. And I will try and watch Fire Force. I heard that there are new anime out, so I'm trying those and I'm gonna review that. Now with Black Clover, I already tried watching Black Clover and I liked a few things about it, but there were loads of things I didn't really like about Black Clover, right? So what I'm going to do is this: I'm going to rewatch the anime and I'm going to give it another chance and see if it's good, because people are saying that it's good. It just so happens that the anime apparently has animation issues or something like that. I've heard something around those ends, but I'm going to watch that and judge and speak for myself. So now let's get on to the Q&A, right? So the first question is, will you do a collab with Swag Kage? And the answer to that is no. I'm not going to be doing a collab with anyone in general at the moment because my channel is not at the state at which I want it to be. So I want to diversify in shows. I need to make sure that you guys don't think my channel is only dedicated to Boruto. That was never the intention. And if you actually go back into my channel history, you'll know that I was reviewing Dragon Ball Super, My Hero Academia, and all that nonsense, and I want my channel to be exactly that, not just one show. So until that happens, I'm not going to be collaborating with anyone. Next question is top 5 anime of all time and top 3 anime active right now. Active right now, I'm watching Dr. Stone. I watched the first episode just to try and get into more anime, and obviously I will be watching other things as well. But since this is about anime, what I will say is I don't have a top 5 anime, right? But I do have my top shows, which I'm gonna, tell you, and I think there are just 3, right? So, at number 1, the best of the best, I would put Attack on Titan. Why? It's because every single episode is better than the previous one. Every single manga chapter is better than the previous one. Every single season is better than the previous one. Attack on Titan establishes a lore and a story where no one is special and everyone just does their little bit in order for the world to progress. And the rules apply to everyone. Just because you are a little bit special than someone else doesn't mean that, you are above everyone. That doesn't mean anything at all. It just means that you stand out. That's basically it. And the show is really consistent with their characters. There's no over sexualization of women in there or men or none of those unnecessary stuff that other anime put in there just so they can get a little bit of viewership here and there. It's just something unique, and I like uniqueness. And number one of all, I like story above anything else, right? So that is why Attack on Titan is number 1 for me, because the story is a 10 out of 10, and the world, even though it's not as, diverse, is still good enough for me. The show does a good job of, keeping you interested in the world still. And number 2 is not an anime, but it is still a show, right? So that will be Avatar: The Last Airbender. Why? Is because the story is great and it is very unique. In fact, the characters in there have personalities which you can actually relate to. Like, you can actually see these characters being your friends instead of creating all these, fictional personalities that you see in anime, right? So that's how the show is completely different. And obviously the world building, everything else is quite different. But, that's why it's my number 2. If you guys have never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, I suggest you check it out, because at first the show starts off a bit childish, but as time progresses it starts to get serious, right? It's what basically Boruto was trying to do, to be childish and slice of life ish at the start, and as time progresses it gets serious. But then Boruto is like 100 episodes in and it's still not serious, it's still a slice of life. So yeah, number 3 would be Naruto. Why Naruto? Is because I like the story. Even though there are a few arse pulls here and there, I still like the story in general for what it is. I like the characters in there, even though some of them are very generic and can be seen in other anime. Keep in mind, Naruto's position being number 3 is because currently it is the only show I would class as number 3. I watch a multitude of other shows, but none of them would make it in my top 5. There are certain criteria. So that's basically it. Those are the shows. I don't really watch much anime in general, so sorry to disappoint you. Next question is, who will beat Jigen if Naruto and Sasuke die? No one can, because Naruto and Sasuke are the strongest on the planet as far as we know, and basically if they die then no one else can take them on. It's not like Boruto will be able to take on Jigen. He can't. No one in the new generation, the next generation, can take on Jigen. So the problem with the next generation is that we have been introduced to Kara and this new threat, which is equal or even more powerful than the old generation, and the new generation are just starting. If the old generation are not there, the new generation cannot do anything. So that's a problem in the Boruto show. But yeah, if Naruto and Sasuke die, no one is there to save the entire planet. So next question is, what relationship do you think Urashiki has with Jigen and Kara in general? Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I think, Jigen might know about Urashiki, or he might know about a few Otsuzukis, but it's not being confirmed. And so far, all we know about Urashiki is that he seems to have either Rine Sharingan, right, whatever that Sharingan is, or it's a special Rinnegan. It's one of those two. That's basically all we know about Urashiki. Nothing else has been really revealed. So that's basically it. Face reveal, well, if I get to 100,000 subscribers, right, if you guys help me get to 100,000 subscribers, I will do a face reveal. I mean, there have been points in time when I've actually done a face reveal where, I put my profile picture on Twitter as my face. And when the new feature came out, of stories on YouTube and stuff, I put my face there for a few minutes to test out the feature, and that would have been you guys' opportunity in order to see my face, but no one actually did. So yeah, at 100,000 subscribers, I will actually do a face reveal. So yeah, help me get there and you will see my face. But with that being said, that has been the first episode of my mini podcast. I want you guys to, tell me what you think in the comment section down below. Would you want to know my opinions more? Would you want more of this? And I will see whether I can take some time out of my day to actually do these if you guys enjoy this. But yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to doing the upcoming episodes, and I'll probably do like 10 to see if you guys enjoy it or not. If not, then I will probably just spend my time doing something else. So yeah, I want you guys to hit the notification button, subscribe, and with that being said, I'm done. Bye.